The world of WWE has seen countless superstars rise to the spotlight, delivering explosive moments and leaving unforgettable marks on fans. But not everyone managed to keep their place at the top. Some names were once celebrated, featured in major storylines, only to be suddenly released. And what's even more striking is that after leaving WWE, they never found a new home in any major wrestling company. Today, Wrestling Sphere takes a look at 10 WWE stars who once touched glory, but eventually vanished from the bright lights. Number 10. Enzo Amore. If you watched WWE in the mid-2010s, you surely remember the name Enzo Amore, real name Eric Arndt. He didn't have an outstanding physique, nor was he known as a technical master in the ring. But he possessed one weapon that made him stand out, the microphone. Every time he spoke, the crowd erupted, hanging on to his clever insults and charismatic delivery. Enzo's biggest success came alongside Big Cass, forming one of the most popular tag teams of that era. Fans didn't just love their chemistry in the ring, but also the fiery promos Enzo brought to every show. When he transitioned into singles competition, he kept proving his star power, capturing the Cruiserweight Championship and defending it multiple times, establishing himself as a central figure of the division. But that peak came crashing down quickly. In 2018, Enzo was caught up in a serious real-life allegation. Although he was later cleared with no evidence against him, the way he handled the situation turned everything upside down. WWE discovered he had failed to inform the company about the matter beforehand, damaging their image. As a result, Eric Arndt was released immediately, right in the middle of his hottest run. Since then, his road back to the spotlight has never been easy. Enzo made a few brief appearances on small indie shows and even tried a short run in MLW, but never secured a long-term contract. Over time, the buzz around his name faded. From a star once seen as a face of WWE's future, he became a reminder that a single misstep can derail a career completely. As of 2025, Eric Arndt still drifts between minor events, living off the memories of his past glory. The microphone that once made him a fan-favorite hero now only serves as a reminder that the big stage lights can burn out faster than anyone expects. Number 9. Velveteen Dream. Some stars only need one appearance to leave a lasting impression, and Velveteen Dream, real name Patrick Clark Jr., was exactly that. From the moment he stepped into NXT, he stunned fans with his bold persona, turning every match into a piece of performance art. With flamboyant outfits, cocky swagger, and a flair for theatrics, Velveteen Dream was hailed as a different kind of superstar for a new generation. But it wasn't just about presentation. Patrick proved himself in the ring with thrilling matches, quickly rising to become one of NXT's most prominent figures. His crowning achievement was winning the NXT North American Championship, where he showed he wasn't just flash, but a genuine competitor. Fans and insiders alike believed Velveteen Dream was destined to be a major WWE pillar in the near future. Unfortunately, the spotlight didn't last long. In 2021, Patrick Clark Jr. faced serious real-life allegations that severely tarnished his reputation. Despite his denials and some voices of support, WWE, always protective of its brand, saw no way forward. The mounting public scrutiny and personal troubles led to his release. For a young talent on the verge of superstardom, it was essentially the end of the road. After that fall, Velveteen Dream all but disappeared from wrestling. No major promotion has touched him, with his past controversies leaving too big of a shadow. Indie shows only generated rumors at best, while Patrick himself seemed to step back, avoiding the spotlight altogether. By 2025, the name Velveteen Dream lingers only as a memory of a talent who once electrified NXT. His story stands as a harsh reminder of how fragile fame can be. One offering scandal can make the path to greatness vanish in an instant. Number 8. Ryback. When talking about WWE between 2012 and 2014, Ryback is a name that immediately comes to mind. Born Ryan Reeves, he quickly became one of the company's most promising stars thanks to his massive frame, bulging muscles, and intense presence. Every time he stepped out with the catchphrase, "Feed me more," Ryback looked like a war machine programmed to destroy, striking fear into anyone standing across from him. In a short time, he was pushed as a top star, consistently featured in championship matches and even challenging for the WWE Championship multiple times. Fans couldn't deny that Ryback embodied the destroyer giant archetype WWE has always wanted to showcase. His raw power, aggressive style, and intimidating look convinced many that Ryan Reeves was destined to be a world champion. But behind the bright spotlight, tensions were brewing. Ryback grew frustrated with how WWE was handling his career. Although he was heavily pushed at first, over time his role faded, and he no longer held a central spot on big shows. Dissatisfied, he openly voiced his opinions. Disputes over contracts and creative direction ultimately led to a stalemate. In 2016, Ryback officially left WWE on bitter terms. Afterward, Ryan Reeves never found a place in another major promotion. Instead of continuing as a top-level wrestler, he took a different path. Ryback focused on building his personal brand, launching his own podcast and becoming active on YouTube, where he freely shared his views on WWE and the wrestling industry. He also ventured into the supplement business, which fit perfectly with his bodybuilder image and fitness lifestyle. By 2025, the name Ryback is almost completely detached from professional wrestling. He no longer competes in the ring, choosing instead a career in media and business. While that path didn't bring him back to the spotlight, Ryback remains etched in fans' memories as a wrecking machine who once shook WWE to its core. Number 7. Bo Dallas. Bo Dallas, born Taylor Rotunda, came from a wrestling family. His father was former wrestler IRS, and his brother was none other than Bray Wyatt, a man who left a legendary mark in WWE. With that background, many believed Bo would easily climb to the top. In reality, he had a promising start in NXT. Not only did he win the NXT Championship, but he also built a unique identity with the "Believe" slogan. His cheerful, overly optimistic character encouraging fans to believe in him was both funny and unforgettable. That persona set him apart from countless other young stars. However, once he joined the main roster, Bo's career stalled. He was often placed in minor storylines, used more for comedic entertainment than title contention. Despite always giving his best in the ring, Bo Dallas was never positioned as a main star. His role kept shrinking until 2021, when WWE conducted mass releases. Taylor Rotunda was among those let go, not because of scandal or conflict, but simply because there was no longer a spot for him in the company's plans. After leaving, Bo Dallas virtually disappeared from major wrestling. Unlike many peers who jumped to AEW or international promotions, he chose a quieter life. Bo devoted himself to running a farm, pursuing personal projects, and living far from the spotlight. Fans occasionally bring up his name, but as of 2025, he still hasn't returned to any major promotion. Though his career ended early, Bo Dallas left his mark. He may not have held many titles, but his "Believe" slogan is still remembered by WWE fans today. For many, Bo stands as proof that you don't need to be a world champion to be unforgettable. Number 6. Lars Sullivan. Back in NXT, Dylan Miley, known to fans as Lars Sullivan, was introduced as a new generation monster. With his massive physique, bulging muscles, and fierce glare, he stood out from his peers. WWE had high hopes for him, portraying him as an unstoppable giant who could crush anyone in his path. When Lars Sullivan debuted on the main roster, fans thought he would carry on WWE's tradition of destructive monsters. In his early matches, he dominated opponents with sheer strength, seemingly on a fast track to becoming a top star. But things quickly went downhill. A series of injuries kept derailing his momentum. Every time he returned, another setback followed, forcing him into long absences. For a company that values consistency, this made WWE's confidence in him steadily decline. On top of that, Dylan's personal life became a liability. Old controversial comments resurfaced, tarnishing his image severely. Despite issuing apologies, the backlash and constant issues proved too much. By 2021, Lars Sullivan was released from WWE, ending a short but turbulent career. After leaving, Lars virtually vanished from the wrestling world. Unlike others who sought opportunities in AEW or abroad, he withdrew completely, choosing a quiet and private life. Fans only heard bits and pieces suggesting Dylan Miley wanted stability away from the ring, with little interest in fame. As of 2025, Lars Sullivan remains silent and absent. Once expected to be WWE's next monster, he is now a bitter reminder of how fast a career can collapse when injuries and controversy strike at the same time. Number 5. Maven. Maven Huffman was once seen as the face of a new generation in WWE. Unlike most who came from traditional training systems, he entered the company by winning the very first season of Tough Enough in 2001. With his clean-cut look, approachable personality, and determination, Maven was expected to prove that an ordinary person could indeed become a superstar. Just a year later, he created a historic moment at the 2002 Royal Rumble. In front of millions of shocked fans, Maven delivered a perfect dropkick that eliminated The Undertaker from the match. Though it only lasted a few seconds, that scene was enough to secure his name in WWE history. Many believed this moment would be the launchpad to the top. But things didn't go as expected. Despite receiving opportunities in big matches, Maven never truly established himself as a top star. He was hardworking and had a positive image, but he lacked the spark to break through. Over time, his role in WWE programming faded, and fans slowly forgot the early hype. Behind the scenes, he faced issues with professionalism and work habits, which only added to management's doubts. By 2005, WWE officially released Maven, ending what had once been a very promising journey. After leaving, he never landed in another major promotion. Instead of chasing wrestling glory, Maven turned to various regular jobs before reconnecting with fans through YouTube, where he shared backstage stories and kept that link alive with his audience. As of 2025, Maven is no longer an active wrestler, but his name will always be tied to that shocking Royal Rumble moment. Even though his career didn't last long, he proved that sometimes a single unforgettable moment can make someone immortal in the memories of WWE fans. Number 4. Jack Gallagher. Oliver Claffey, better known to WWE fans as Jack Gallagher, was one of the most unique personalities in the ring. With his compact frame, trademark mustache, and a fighting style inspired by old-school British gentleman boxers, Gallagher emerged from the 2016 Cruiserweight Classic as a breath of fresh air. He wasn't just about technical ability. He brought a distinct kind of entertainment, reminding fans of the sport's classic roots. On 205 Live, Gallagher quickly became a standout. His style combined clever submissions with psychological tactics, often making his matches memorable for their creativity and pacing. Though he never captured a major title, he carved out a unique identity that set him apart from everyone else. But his seemingly steady career came to a sudden end in 2020. During the rise of the #SpeakingOut movement, Gallagher was accused of misconduct outside the ring. WWE responded swiftly, terminating his contract immediately. With one short announcement, the name Jack Gallagher vanished from WWE screens, leaving fans stunned. After his release, Gallagher struggled to maintain his standing. Major promotions steered clear due to the controversy, and while he occasionally wrestled at small indie events in the UK, his appearances were rare. A career that seemed to be on the rise was abruptly cut short, leaving a gap that Gallagher could never truly fill. By 2025, Oliver Claffey has yet to find his way back to the big stage. He exists more as a fading memory in fans' minds, a talented, unique performer who left a mark, but fell after one offering scandal. Number 3. David Otunga. David Otunga entered WWE with a background very different from most of his peers. Not only was he a wrestler, but also a law school graduate with a stable career before pursuing his wrestling dream. When he first appeared on the debut season of NXT, Otunga impressed with his strong physique, confident presence, and sharp speaking ability. These traits quickly earned him a spot in the infamous Nexus faction, a group that wreaked havoc across WWE. His time in Nexus was the highlight of his WWE career. While not the most explosive wrestler, Otunga's personality gave him a distinct role within the team. Teaming with stars like John Cena and Big Show in tag matches, he captured the WWE Tag Team Championship twice, an impressive feat for a relatively short in-ring run. However, after those early successes, Otunga's career lost direction. As his peers rose through the ranks, WWE gave him fewer in-ring opportunities. His somewhat limited wrestling style made it difficult for him to keep up with the pace of modern matches. By around 2015, WWE transitioned him away from active competition, using him primarily as a commentator and TV personality rather than a ring performer. Still, Otunga's career didn't end there. He leveraged his education and skills outside wrestling to build a new path. With his law degree, he practiced law, appeared on television projects, and even took roles in films. He was no longer tied to the ring, but proved himself as a versatile professional who could succeed in multiple fields. As of 2025, David Otunga has not returned to wrestling in any major promotion. Instead, he thrives as a lawyer, actor, and media figure. WWE remains an important chapter in his life, a place where he once stood in the ring, held championships, and left his own unique mark. Number 2. Eugene. Nick Dinsmore became one of the most memorable characters in WWE when he stepped into the ring under the name Eugene. He didn't have a massive physique or destructive in-ring style, but what made him stand out was his unique persona, a naive, childlike man seemingly lost in the cunning world of WWE. That very difference helped him win the hearts of fans everywhere, bringing a rare sense of innocence during an era dominated by cold, powerful superstars. The Eugene character quickly found his way into major storylines, something not everyone could achieve so quickly. He shared the stage with Triple H in tense segments and later lit up arenas alongside the legendary Hulk Hogan. Those moments became unforgettable highlights, ensuring Eugene a spot in fans' memories, even though he never captured top championships like many of his peers. However, the spotlight didn't last. In 2007, Nick Dinsmore was suddenly released after failing WWE's wellness policy test, a huge shock to both him and his supporters. From being cheered by millions, Eugene vanished from the big stage almost overnight. After leaving WWE, Dinsmore didn't abandon wrestling. He performed in smaller independent promotions where fans still remembered the innocent Eugene character, and he devoted more time to training the next generation, passing on his knowledge and love for the craft. While major companies like WWE or AEW never called him back, Dinsmore carved out his own place in the wrestling community by inspiring future stars. By 2025, the name Eugene may not echo the way it once did, but for longtime fans, the goofy yet heartfelt character remains one of the most unique memories of WWE's golden era. Number 1. Tucker Knight. Levi Cooper, better known to WWE fans as Tucker Knight, entered wrestling with clear advantages: size, strength, and natural athleticism. He formed one half of Heavy Machinery alongside Otis, a tag team that brought a mix of power and humor to the ring. Their brute force style combined with light-hearted entertainment quickly made them crowd favorites. On the team, Tucker played the steady partner, often setting the stage for Otis to shine. But as often happens in WWE, the split eventually came. Heavy Machinery was broken up, with Otis pushed into the spotlight through comedic and emotional storylines, while Tucker gradually faded into the background. The difference in how WWE prioritized each member was obvious. Then, in 2021, Tucker was released during a wave of mass talent cuts. The news didn't spark major headlines like other departures, but it disappointed fans who had supported Heavy Machinery from the start. After WWE, Tucker's career never took off. He didn't appear in AEW or any other major promotion. Instead, Levi Cooper largely stepped away from the spotlight. His occasional indie appearances felt more like stopgaps than serious attempts at a comeback, and they weren't enough to restore his name in the professional wrestling scene. By 2025, Tucker Knight stands as a prime example of a talent who once had the chance to break through, who once received cheers from thousands, but quietly disappeared when WWE moved on. Though he left without major titles, fans who loved Heavy Machinery still remember Tucker as the strong, reliable half of a tag team that brought both power and joy to the ring. Those were 10 stars who once belonged to WWE but have since stepped away from the spotlight. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit like, subscribe to Wrestling Sphere, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss out.